Hi, good evening. Welcome to 6th video lesson on electric charges and fields. Yesterday we have discussed about electric field lines and their important properties. I quickly recapitulate the properties of electric field lines. Number 1, electric field lines start from positive charge and end at negative charge. Second property, electric field lines are continuous curves. There are no breaks in them. Third one, two electric field lines will not intersect with each other. Fourth one, electric field lines cannot form closed loops. So with these properties, we will move ahead to a new concept known as electric dipole. So today the lesson begins with electric dipole. So knowingly or unknowingly we have introduced this concept of electric dipole in our previous classes also. We said that meaning of di means two, pole means polarity. So it is an arrangement which has got two polarities, means two signs of electric charges. One is positive sign, other is negative sign. So electric dipole means it is the combination of two equal and opposite charges with a small separation between them. So here we have a charge which we call it as plus Q. Here there is another charge which we call it as minus Q. These two charges will make an electric dipole. Right. So both of them are separated by a small distance, we said. So the small distance will be what? 2a. Twice the value a. Now dipole is actually a physical arrangement. We have so many dipoles in nature. Example, Na plus Cl minus. Na plus Cl minus can be a dipole. So in NaCl, total positive charge on sodium is equals to total negative charge on chlorine. Therefore, net charge on the dipole is always equal to 0. But when such a dipole is placed in an external electric field, maybe a uniform electric field or non-uniform electric field, it undergoes a turning effect, which is called torque. In order to discuss about the torque on a dipole in a uniform electric field, we need to introduce a new concept, that is nothing but electric dipole moment. Electric dipole moment. This is denoted as letter P with arrow on the top, stating that P is a vector quantity. Electric dipole moment is a vector quantity. So in the same arrangement only, electric dipole moment. It is a moment acquired by an electric dipole in the electric field. Electric dipole is a physical arrangement. It does not have any unit. You cannot give unit, dimension or anything to it. Vector, scalar, you cannot state like that. Because it is simply a physical arrangement of two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance. The small distance will be order of angstroms. That means 10 power minus 10 meter. Now, so to this dipole, we are assigning a physical quantity which is known as dipole moment, which is directed from positive to negative, and we write here P. Sorry, it is directed from negative to positive and denoted as what? P. So you require the concept of electric dipole moment in order to calculate the torque on the dipole in the electric field. So now if you define P, P is defined as it is the product of magnitude of any one charge. Magnitude of any one charge into separation between them, 2a. So in order to make P as a vector quantity, this 2a will be taken as a vector. So a vector when multiplied by a scalar will remain as a vector. So the direction of 2a will be from minus q to plus q. 2a is measured from minus q to plus q. Therefore, what is the direction of 2a? Same is the direction of dipole moment. So therefore, dipole moment is directed from minus q to plus q. So P is a vector. P is a vector quantity directed from minus q to plus q. So why is it so? Minus q to plus q means simply it is our convention. In order to satisfy certain rules that which we have studied in class 11th about right hand screw rule, like tau equals to r cross p, v equals omega cross r, l equals r cross p. They are all vector rotation rules. In order to satisfy them, we have given the convention for electric dipole moment to have the direction from minus q to plus q. Whereas electric field will be always from plus q to minus q. Electric field will be from plus q to minus q. Because electric field is represented by electric field lines. Electric field line always start from positive charge and end at negative charge. So electric field line is directed from plus q to minus q. Therefore electric field is also directed from plus q to minus q. So P is a vector quantity directed from minus q to plus q, which is opposite to electric field direction. Electric field direction. So simply this is a convention. When you give electric field direction from plus q to minus q, dipole moment direction should be given from minus q to plus q. Just remember this. Why we have chosen like this means it is to satisfy the vector rules, right? Like cross product. Now we write the SI unit of dipole moment. SI unit. Q is measured in coulomb, so C is the coulomb. 2A is measured as a distance, so this will be coulomb. Give a single space, write it as m, coulomb into meter. If you write them together, it looks to be cm, that is nothing but what centimeter. That's why a small space will be given. If you are not bothered much about the rules and signs of writing units, simply you can write coulomb into meter like this. Or you can write full also, COULOMB, coulomb into meter. Nothing wrong, because we are representing only unit. Don't bother about the rules writing the SI unit, because we say that there should not be any punctuation marks while writing the SI unit, but we are using punctuation marks. So don't worry, that is only in class 11th. Or 12th class, no need to bother about all these things. So P is defined as Q into 2A, magnitude of the product of magnitude of any one charge and separation between the charges. P is a vector quantity, SI unit is coulomb into meter. Now this is very important for short answer questions. Define electric dipole moment, state whether it is a vector or scalar, and write its SI unit. These are the things which you have to remember. Right. Now, such a dipole whose net charge is 0, plus q minus q. Total of these two charges is what? 0. Whose net charge is 0 is not going to create zero electric field. Always, sometimes it also produces electric field at a given point. So we are going to discuss about electric field available along the axial line, electric field available along the equatorial line of electric dipole. Right. So now we make the calculations of electric field strength. So electric field along axial line of an electric dipole right. So now here we have plus q, at some distance we have minus q. The total distance between them is taken as 2a. Now you will understand why it is 2a. Why can't simply it be a? Right. So this is the center of the dipole. Here to here it is a, and here to here it is again a. Now, a line extended either towards right or towards left along the axis of the dipole. This is the axis of the dipole. Along the axis of the dipole is known as axial line. So for easiness, I am doing this towards my right. So this line is now called as axial line. So on the axial line, there is a point P where I would like to calculate net electric field due to this dipole system. Right? So then what we do, we imagine this point P from the center of the dipole to be at a distance r. Okay, then this minus q will be located at a distance of r minus a. You can see by the geometry. If this distance is a and this is total r, then you have to subtract this much to get this distance. Clear? R minus a. Then this plus q will be located from point P at a distance r plus a. Or now minus q being a negative charge produces electric field at point P radially inwards. Radially inwards means it is like this. So this is electric field due to minus q. At the same time, plus q also produces electric field at point P, but radially outwards because this is a positive charge. And notice that minus q is nearer to point P than plus q. I repeat, minus q is nearer to point P than plus q. Therefore, minus q produces a stronger electric field at point P than plus q. So therefore, the length of the vector should be small as compared to this one. So this is electric field due to plus q. Compare the lengths of the vectors. E plus q is smaller than E minus q. Now, two electric fields are acting simultaneously at point P. Therefore, the net of this, suppose this is a 10 Newton per Coulomb electric field and this is a 5 Newton per Coulomb electric field. 10 minus 5, because they are acting in the opposite direction, 10 minus 5 will be 5 Newton per Coulomb and it will be directed in the direction of the bigger vector. So this is the bigger vector, so therefore this is net electric field will be like this. This I call it as EAX. AX stands for axial. So therefore EAX means axial equals to E due to minus q minus E due to plus q. Now using the vector laws, because they are in the opposite direction, I can subtract them directly. Right. Now E due to minus q is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into magnitude of this vector q divided by distance of this vector from point P r minus a, q by r minus a whole square, minus this one electric field due to plus q is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into magnitude of charge q divided by distance of charge from point P r plus a whole square. So directly you can write like this, because now you got the concept in this diagram itself. No need to write anything. So by seeing the diagram, examiner will understand that child is able to point out what is the direction of electric field due to positive charge, what is the direction of electric field due to negative charge, and what is the net electric field. So by this vector diagram only you are coming to this conclusion that both vectors will subtract each other. So therefore you are writing this. Okay. No need of any description also. If you understand this, you can carry out it as it is in the examination. Consider an electric dipole of length 2a. Consider a point P at a distance r from the center, so that minus q is at a distance of r minus a and plus q is at a distance of r plus a. And plus q will produce electric field radially outwards. Minus q will produce electric field radially inwards. Net electric field, but E minus q is greater than E plus q. As a result, net electric field E axial is directed towards the E minus Q. This is not necessary to be written in the examination. No need to write anything. Try to understand the concepts and do it as it is. Because you will not find that much time in the examination to describe about the phenomena. Nowadays question paper is not like that. It is very objective. Point to point you have to write. So you can finish the answering the paper within 2 hours. It is actually made to complete in only 2 hours. Okay. So in view of the average child, the question paper is always framed. There are some questions which are really tough. They are for higher order thinking. Right. Now we will move ahead with the derivation. So this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q is common. Therefore, I will write 1 by r minus a whole square minus 1 by r plus a whole square. Right. Now, children sometimes they get doubt that here is E due to minus Q, that is electric field due to minus Q, and this charge is minus Q. Why we are not bringing this minus sign along with this Q? You are writing only plus Q. This charge happened to be a negative charge because of which the electric field is pointing in this direction. So therefore, you have considered the direction of minus Q here itself. And because of this reason only, these two are getting subtracted. Otherwise, if you ask me to write the vectorial notation, E axial vector equals to E due to minus Q vector plus E due to plus Q vector. This is principle of superposition. Then how they are in the opposite direction, therefore automatically this expression will come. You are coming to the point of opposite direction because this happened to be a negative charge. So no need to include that negative sign again here. Only magnitude you write. Fine. Now we will go ahead. So this will be E axial equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q brackets. This is 1 by a minus b whole square minus 1 by a plus b whole square. This is 4ab by 4ab, a into b, 4ra by a square minus b square whole square, a square minus b square whole square. So these are all the algebraic identities which you have studied in your class 10th. Just remember them, otherwise it will pull a very big derivation. You have to take the LCM and then so many things. No need. So this will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. This derivation is not intended to check your numerical ability, only conceptual ability. The Q as it is. And now what I do, I divide this as Q into 2A I will write and 2R is left. So 2 into 2, 4, AR, 4 AR is available. So Q into 2A, because we have defined the dipole moment as the product of magnitude of any one charge and separation between them. So I want this physical quantity to be together. So that's why I have divided this, split the 4RA. So this is R square minus A square whole square. So this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into, right. Q into 2A, I will write as dipole moment P into 2R divided by R square minus A square whole square. If you want, you write here in the brackets since P equals to Q into 2A. Okay, that's all. Over. You have derived the expression for electric field due to axial line. Now we said that electric dipole is a physical arrangement of equal and opposite charges with a small separation between them. How small it is? It is order of angstroms. How much is angstrom? It is 10 power minus 10 meter. Such a small dipole, we generally name it as what? Short dipole. Then for a short dipole, this A will be very very small as compared to R. This is R and this is A. So therefore A is as very small as compared to R. Then we can neglect certain quantities here and you can minimize the derivation as for a short dipole. For a short dipole, A is very very less than R. Then A can be neglected. then A can be neglected. Right. So therefore E axial equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P into 2R divided by R to the power of 4. Neglected means what? Making it 0. You can make it 0 in the cases of addition and subtraction, not in the multiplication. So R square, R to the power of 4. This R will cut here 3 times. Okay, then 2 alone will be left here in the numerator. So this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 2p. 2p divided by R is cutting here cube times. So this is R cube. So E axial. These two are one and same only. It is for a general dipole and this is for a short dipole. And if you want to write in the vector form, E axial vector quantity is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 to P by R cube into P cap, where P cap is the unit vector of electric dipole moment P vector. Okay, so very short. So what we have done, you have selected a dipole of length 2a, then you have located a point P on the axis, axial line, extended line. So you considered this point P to be at a distance r from the center. Automatically this distance will become r minus a and this will become r plus a. And then you have come to the conceptual understanding that plus minus q will produce radially inwards electric field, this one. Plus q will produce radially outward electric field, this one. You have shown this vector smaller in length as compared to this vector because minus q is closer to point P. Then as two vectors E plus q and E minus q are acting in the opposite direction, net field will be pointing towards bigger vector, that is E axial. So directly you have come here, E axial equals to E q minus E due to minus q, E due to minus q minus E due to plus q. Is it clear? Right. So very easy. Now you have written the direction here. E axial equals to this much. Then what is the direction of this net electric field? Obviously you can see this is the direction of net electric field. How is this? It is pointing towards the center of the dipole. So what is the direction of axial field means? The direction of axial field is towards the center of electric dipole. I repeat, the direction of net electric field at an axial point is always directed towards the center of the dipole. Right. So little extensions I will give you. Sir, can we take point P on the left side of this one? Point P? Obviously you can take. It is your convenience to consider point P anywhere. If you take here, what will happen? This plus Q will produce electric field at point P radially outwards. So this is radially outwards. From here it should go away. Right? Not from here. From here it should go away. Fine. So this you name it as E due to plus Q. And you see minus Q. Minus Q is relatively at a longer distance from point P than plus Q. Now minus Q will produce a weaker electric field at point P than plus Q. So now negative charge will produce always electric field radially inwards, means towards it. So point P towards minus Q, you should draw a small line. This is E due to minus Q. Here also you can see that both the fields are acting in the opposite direction. Both fields are acting in the opposite direction. Then what is the net electric field? Net electric field will be in the direction of this one. This is E axial. E axial. You see here. It is now directed towards the center. Now this E axial is going away from center, but it is parallel to the axis. Net electric field is parallel to axial line. And you see the direction of dipole moment vector. What is dipole moment? Dipole moment is nothing but P equals Q into 2A. What is the direction of dipole moment? It is always from minus Q to plus Q. Here is the minus Q, here is the plus Q. So therefore this is the direction of dipole moment P. Then what is the direction of net electric field? If you take P on the right side, this is the direction of electric field, E axial. Am I right? I am making this vector bigger. for your clear understanding. And if you take point P here, what will happen? This is the direction of net electric field. E axial I have written here, right? So this is actually the E axial on the left side. So this is E axial. Now do you agree that axial electric field and dipole moment vector, both of them are parallel to each other? Yes or no? Yes. So the question will come like this. What is the angle between net electric field of the axial point and the dipole moment vector? So it is what you should write. You can write they are pointing in the same direction, or the angle between the two vectors is always 0. Which vectors? Net electric field vector at axial point and the dipole moment vector, both will be pointing in the, either you take this pair or you take this pair, the angle between the pairs will be always what? 0. So you can write a statement as a note at the bottom of the notes like E axial is parallel to E vector, or angle between E axial and P vector is always 0. Always 0. So why are we making this very specifically? Means we are going to see the other point which is called as equatorial point. In such case, we are going to read the relation between this vector P and E equatorial. You will find it something different, right? So is this clear? Fine. Now we will move ahead for the next derivation, that is electric field along the equatorial line of an electric dipole. Electric field along the equatorial line of electric dipole. So these are one of the favorite questions for the examiner. In order to make the question paper easy, either axial field or equatorial field will be asked. So this is along this, I remove electric field along equatorial, EQUA, equatorial, TORIAL, equatorial line of dipole. I am giving spelling because I have the habit of writing the things very small. I am trying to overcome this. Okay. So electric field along equatorial line of an electric dipole. Fine. Now let us consider the dipole. Make the diagram little bit down because the diagram will go up. So here you have a positive charge plus Q. Sir, why you are always starting with positive charge? No need. You can start with a negative charge also. It is just a combination of plus Q and minus Q with a separation of 2A. That makes a dipole. That's all. Whether minus Q is beginning or plus Q is at the beginning, it is immaterial. So here now another charge, this is minus Q. So both of them are separated by a distance what? 2A. So that this is the middle point, this is A and this is A. Is it visible? Right. Now, if I draw a line perpendicular to this axis, so that is perpendicular bisector, then this line is called what? Equatorial line, because this angle will be what? 90 degree. So this is here on this line, anywhere, no problem. Down also you can draw. Here also you can draw. Back side of the board also you can draw. Right? So as we are making a planar diagram, either we can write it upwards or downwards. So for convenience we take it upwards. Here I am considering a point P which is located at distance what? R from the center of the dipole. Where is the center? Here is the center. Okay? Right. So why are you not considering directly from the charges? Because it will not be located at equal distance. In this case it is okay, but in axial line the distances you have seen that R minus A and R plus A. That's why all times you should consider a point P from the center of the dipole. Fine. Now, so in such case, if this is R, then plus Q is located at a distance of R square plus A square under root. Pythagoras theorem. This distance you want. You know this distance as R. This distance as A. Similarly, minus Q is also located at the same distance, root over R square plus A square. This is only geometry you have made now, but you have not come to the concept. What is the concept? Plus Q will produce electric field at point P radially outwards. Radially outwards from whom? From plus Q as well as from point P. So if plus Q is the center and point P root over r square plus a square is the radius, then you can draw a circle like this. So this radially outward means it will go like this. So what is this vector I am drawing now? So this is a point P I am writing here. This vector is E due to plus Q. E due to plus Q. Then this is minus Q. At point P, minus Q also simultaneously will produce electric field but radially inwards. So this is radially inwards. Should I draw this vector bigger or smaller as compared to E plus Q? I should draw equal lengths, because how far minus Q is located from point P, plus Q is also located at equal distance, and these two are having the equal magnitude. So magnitudes are same, distances are same, both of them will produce equal magnitude of electric field but not in the same direction. This is E due to minus Q. Okay, right. This is not actually what you say equilateral triangle or something else. Simple diagram only. Fine. So now there are two vectors acting at point P with certain angle. We do not know how much is this angle. Then to calculate the net electric field, you have to follow the vector laws. So draw a parallelogram. So this is the parallel. For what? For this side. This side and this side are parallel. And for this side, from this point you draw another parallel. This line is parallel to this line. This side are parallel. Now this is the diagonal originating from the common point. So this is my E equatorial. E equatorial. So E equatorial, I can write it as E equatorial vector equals to E due to plus Q plus E due to minus Q. Sir, how can you add them? I can add them by vector notation, not by scalar notation. E vector plus E minus Q vector. If I know the angle between E plus Q and E minus Q, I use the formula root over a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta to calculate the resultant. Fine. Now you consider this as angle what? Theta. So this and this are parallel. Okay. You are continuing this with this line only. So this will become now theta. So the total angle will become 2 theta. So I consider only this angle. This angle will be theta. Okay. Now E equatorial can be resolved. So this is your E equatorial and this angle